For a commentary-free version of this, check the bookmarks in the description. Hello everyone, I'm High Treason, and this is Commander Keen 6 Doritos % speedrun. What the fuck is Doritos %? We're basically taking the slowest hardware you dare and trying to beat the game on that as fast as possible, so yeah, this is nowhere close to a world record. Well, I guess it is in Doritos %, because I just invented it, and it's just for fun, but hey, feel free to try and beat me. Like, fastest overall time don't matter, it's the fastest time you can get on the slowest hardware. I'm going to try this on somewhat slow. We're on a 16 MHz 286 here. Timer only runs when we have control of the game, because counting load screens like the official speedruns is a bit crap. I don't agree with that. No DOS bugs is allowed, D-turbo is allowed, and then we're going in the first level. Not much you can do in here, really. It's not like we can really skip that much, so yeah. There's hit and miss whether you can make that ledge. We want to waste a shot here, and if you're lucky you'll hit this blue clip, but usually not, the annoying little cunt. But there's a thing with making jumps, is if you can make them slightly short, this one's a good one for it, but we just went a bit long. Keen will actually snap forwards onto the platform if you can get him just on the edge. You save a little bit of time doing that. This run's nowhere near perfect, and like I said, I don't want to put that much time in, so I may try this again on a 6 MHz machine. I am tempted. When the screen goes black here, you hold space, and that lets Keen fire, and that bullet, the shots we just picked up there, that sympathy ammo, that's not there unless you have less than 5 shots, which is why we wasted one in the first level. Again, it's another ledge that you can actually make without grabbing. The thing with those Vivas we pick up when we fall off the first ledge, it's actually random as to which ones you'll pick up. Like, we're just holding left, but it'll pick different ones up because the game's speed that it's running at affects the jumping and falling a little bit. And I think it's the blueglets up the top, because they seem to be pseudo-random. We perk off there, because it tends to make those enemies wake up a bit later, and so they're easier to skip, unless they happen to start facing the wrong direction, but as they did this time. I knew it'd be a run where all the luck was bad, that would be the one where I'd get this. So like I said, maybe we'll come back and do it again someday, but not today. Now you're probably wondering why the fuck we're in here, because this level's not, there's a hole here, so watch out for it. So this level's not mandatory, and I do actually think there's a faster way to do what I'm going to do, but it doesn't really matter, like I say. This is purely for fun, but yeah, we're going to go down here and pick something up, because it's quicker than doing it in the level that we could do it in otherwise. And remember what I was saying about game speed? If we played this on a much slower machine, or if I started whacking the D-turbo button there, we could actually save time on those pearls, because they wouldn't fall as fast when you were jumping across them. But that's all we need to do in there. That's it. Fuck that level. For some reason, coming out of those two domes, the inputs seem to get ignored, so if it jitters about, it's because I'm just bashing the keys until it picks up again. And as the game slows down, inputs get worse. I fucked this up. You want that platform, you can actually land with the Pergo on that second flame, hit the lower platform, get up here, or Pergo off the fast one to the vertical platform. But I fucked this level up pretty bad. This one's really hard to do, and this is one of these things where the strategy you'd have to use is different depending on the speed of your system, because the collision behaves much differently depending on the CPU speed. So really what you want to do, obviously, is kill this fucker and pick the sandwich up, but I misjumped, so yeah, now we're losing a fuck ton of time here. Not great. And because I'm nervous, I fucked this up. This level's one of the most bastard levels to do. So like I say, I don't think this is over, but it's going to be over for now, because I've had enough of it. I don't want to do it anymore right now. I've got other things to be getting on with. But I figured I'd at least demonstrate this concept. I'd be interested to know if anyone else wants to have a go. Like, if somebody else wants to try this, and you think you can get a good time on a slower machine, then I'd love to see it. I want someone to be balmy enough to do this on like an XT or something. This level's horrid. But this level's better than it was, because we used to have to make 2 trips up the left-hand side. Switches and moving platforms are a bitch, because remember what I said about collision? Very unreliable, and you fall through them, or get nudged off the edge of them and things like that. It's much worse at lower CPUs. In fact, sometimes it's like they just don't exist. But yeah, we don't need to worry about that level too much, because that works in there. This level's pretty decent as well. But you want to watch for that, because you can get him stuck there. Like, he'll be touching that crystal, but he'll never pick it up, and you have to jitter him out of there and do it again. Even then, it is a bit finicky. Everything is a bit different depending on what speed the game's running at a given time. Like, the way we do this, I have to do it differently on the 6 MHz system. And there's a strategy that proper speedruns use in Stinky DOSBox, where you can get in from, like, somewhere about here. Can't do that on these slower machines. It's not going to work. It's all a bit wonky. The thing that I say, with the slower the machine goes, it really does mess the game up. Like, there's pros and cons to it. And if you had the D-turbo set up right, you can use it to your advantage quite a bit. See, this is a level where, if you go further up there, you can get out of bounds in DOSBox, like, on like a modern system with the game running quick, and it will work on like a pretty lowly 486, but these 286s, where it chugs a little, you can't do it. It does this weird thing where it warps keen, like, halfway down the screen. So it's not that I can't do it, it's that it doesn't work on the system, and on the 6 MHz system, the bullet trick is damn near impossible because of the way the jumping arc is affected and stuff. In some cases you only have 1 or 2 frames in which to get it, and because the controls, like, tend to be ignored, or have a delay and it fluctuates, like the game speed isn't actually constant because of all the entities in some of the levels, it's quite difficult to do. Now here you could go to that branch and try and jump over these. I've done it, but I just wanted to get this done, so I went a little bit lower risk on some things, and that's one of them. So you can definitely beat my time very easily, like, even on a slightly slower system. Like I said, DOSBox isn't allowed in this category I've made up. I prohibit that. Might allow the unofficial CGA patches, because, I mean, hey, DOSBox is unofficial, and they're allowed that, so I guess, like, you know, maybe, but then it wouldn't be directly comparable, would it? Because the game's going to run faster. So I guess we'll stick to EGA. Like I said, no one else is going to try this anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just thought it was a fun thing to do, you know, it was just one demo. Oh no, this will turn out, we've got to try it. You might notice though, we used keys in those last 2 levels, and those are the ones we picked up earlier, so now you know why we went in Dome 2. Yeah, out of bounds don't work here either, it just teleports him, like, weirdly. It does very funky things. You'd actually crash the game with it. Like, if you fire the gun when he's warping, the game crashes, so yeah, it's pretty bad. Thing is, I do wonder about the out of bounds, because usually there's random shit loaded beyond the edge of the map. And so if Molly's sprite was loaded and you could get out of bounds and touch it somewhere, theoretically, the game would end early. And I guess it wouldn't be against the rules of this, because glitches are 100% allowed here, so yeah, if you can get that to work, like, but I don't know if there's anywhere that would happen. I know in Keen 5 there's a couple of places where if you can get out of bounds, you can touch random things that they generally crash the game, like teleporters that go nowhere. And we ain't jumping off of bullets with the pogo stick here, like, touching the switch is bad enough. This level chugs a fair bit, so yeah, things aren't really reliable here. This shot here can get into the floor, and you see how it just teleported up? You gotta watch out for that, because it can go farther in and hit you. So really I'd recommend just charging straight for the pole, but I was nervous, because as you can tell, inputs in here, very unresponsive. Like, it's not me playing shit per se, it's that there's too much going on, it's slowing the game. and the inputs are really about the fast thing to take a fucking dive. There's too many things in this game that cancel your fucking keyboard as well, like the blue guards when they hit the floor, the blue gluts if you touch them, the gicks, there's something else I'm sure. Just shit code doesn't help, to be honest. Quite clumsy, this game. If it's coded, it seems. A lot of breakages. But hey, we're using quite a lot of them to our advantage. And this is another thing, you see, this key, you can do this. If I did this on a 386-33, I did try. This isn't actually that hard on that. Like, it's precise, but it's not difficult. We don't have to do that. But on this, when you go up here, it pushes him to the right. And it'll push him between the crack between the two screens. Nowhere back up, unless you can get out just at the end of the doors. On this system, I can't get him in before, like, that red key door. Just won't have it, so... yeah, it's probably just input lag or something. Either way, that is Commander Keen 6 Doritos %. Complete fucking jerk, but, well, what's the point, you know, in doing things if they're not fun? And I thought it was fun. Figured maybe you would as well. So, if you did, then cool. If you didn't, also cool, I guess, you know. Not for everyone. Not into speedrunning, personally. So for the most part, I can't fucking stand it. But it just had to be tested. Like I say, we'll have to see about doing this at 6 megahertz. It's much more difficult, so maybe that's for another day. But in the meantime, basically we're just going to prove that we're on a 16 megahertz 286. I may or may not have smacked the turbo switch a couple of times, like I say. I think that should be totally allowed here, so it can offer an advantage. And, well, I guess we'll be on to the no commentary version, which is just the same thing again, so, you know, you can fuck off now if you don't need to see that. There's nothing different. The only difference is that my voice isn't rattling on over it. And I didn't get too technical either, but I don't think I needed to, because games are quite visual, so I think you really can figure out what's going on with it within about as much of a degree as I can. It's not like I know how the game was coded, I just know what it does when you do certain things to it. But yeah, there we go. We played this on Lisa. It's, we might have to knock 10 megahertz off of that someday and see what happens. But that's certainly for another day. So until next time, I'm High Treason. Thanks for watching. And remember, don't be a screw up. Load DOS 622. Especially if you want to speedrun fucking DOS games.
What? No.